repair hair transplant or redo hair transplant. What is this? Dr. Venkat Mysore from Venkat Center for Skin, ENT and Plastic Surgery, Bangalore. What is repair or redo hair transplant? That is something which you do a second time for either a failed hair transplant or a transplant which did not give full satisfaction. Why is this necessary and why does this happen? One cause or one reason is when a hair transplantation is not done properly. This used to be particularly common in the olden days when punch transplants were used and you would get pluggy appearance here. So they used to come very frequently for repair of that. Even now, because there are many unqualified people, poorly experienced people doing it, the result is not good, either because the density is not good, or the hairline is not done properly, or there is a pluggy appearance, or because there is a cobblestone appearance and all small little bubbles there, the too low a hairline. All these are reasons for a redo hair transplant. Sometimes the patient's baldness keeps extending. Patients keep losing more and more hair. The original hair is good, but fresh areas become bald. That is not called a redo hair transplant. That is just a repeat hair transplant for a different area. We are not discussing that today. So our discussion will restrict itself to these two areas wherein the hair transplantation did not work properly and patient is unhappy with the result. Now, in such a case, the work depends upon what is the primary problem. If it is a too low a hairline, then we have to take out those hairs. We can't waste them. We have to take it out by FUE technique and put it backwards where it is needed. If the density is less, then we have to enhance the density by doing a second transplant in the same area. That can be done either by an FUE technique or an FUT technique, depending upon what was the first technique used. It can be done either from the scalp if it still has sufficient hair, or if occipital scalp does not have sufficient hair, then we can take it from the beard region. And there may be some readjustment needed depending upon the hairline, the distribution of the hair units. This is another way of doing the second redo transplant. Very rarely, sometimes even a laser hair removal is done for a few small hairs which may be lying as outliers here and there. Then in a second transplant in the same area, there are some things to be considered. It's an altered area. There may be some amount of scarring. So because of this, the result that one can get is a little less predictable than a fresh transplant on a virgin area. Likewise, it may be a little bit more painful because the anesthesia may not work that well because of the alteration of the nerve fibers. This is particularly true in the donor area. And if he still has existing hair, patient continues to need medicines to preserve the existing hair. So these are the things that have to be kept in mind for redo hair transplant. One more thing to be kept in mind is often patients have a sense of dejection, sense of anger at the failure of the first transplant. It is very important to counsel such patients that they should get over that anger, get over that sense of dejection. Likewise, they may also have greater expectations because they are doing for the second time. Now, in some cases, it becomes a little difficult to say why the first one failed. There may be something in the dermis, what is called dermal influence, which may be responsible for the failure of the first one. So all these things are explained to the patient and a separate consent is taken in our center for a redo or repeat transplant. And then technically it is a little more time consuming, little more needs little more experience to do a redo transplant at all stages, from designing the hairline, calculating the number of grafts, technique of insertion, preserving the existing hair so that there is no damage to it. All these are carefully analyzed and performed while doing a hair transplant. On the donor area, there are other types of challenges. If he has done a first transplant and that scar is wide, it is not possible to do a second strip excision. If he has done a FUE and an extensive FUE, then there are very few hairs left to be extracted in this. The elasticity of the skin gets altered, so healing is affected. Blood supply is altered, that also affects healing. All these are issues in a redo hair transplant. So generally, a redo hair transplant needs far greater experience in the surgeon to perform it well. So you must choose the surgeon carefully and make sure that he has already done several hair transplants earlier. Now, some cases where the donor hair is very poor, is exhausted, then we go for beard transplant. That definitely is an option for redo transplants. Body hair also can be used in between the existing scalp hair to add to the bulk. But remember, body hair results do not match the result of either beard or beard or scalp, but they add to the number. They don't add greatly to the diameter, but they add to the number. So that way, body hairs can also be used to add to the existing hairs. So, in summary, a patient seeking revised or repeat or redo transplant should understand that the surgeon is trying to make a better job of a previously bad job done. So a realistic expectation is needed. The issues which I have just discussed should be remembered, and the openness to perform either from the scalp or the beard or the body should be there. All these things have to be explained properly. Now, finally, remember, hair transplant itself needs an experienced team, and a redo transplant in particular needs someone with good amount of experience. So don't fall for some cheap advertisements, somebody who does it at a very low rate and think that it can be done by anybody. No, it is not. It is far more complicated than that. So choose the surgeon with the right experience to do your redo transplant. Thank you very much.